Alright, at home, and I'm finally going to install this water box for the fridge ice machine. So I did a little ahead of time. This is our little fridge spot. I've got a hole right here with the stud right next to it, so I've got my box and I'm going to be mounting to the stud there. For this line, it runs under here in this cabinet. So I measured in the kitchen from wall to wall. I was hoping it would be over here, but it's not. It's 10 feet from the wall and 10 feet from the other wall. So the kitchen sink's actually right there. I thought it felt like it was over to the right a little bit more. But anyways, I just took a utility knife, scored a hole, or scored a line, kind of punched in the wall, because I knew there was water right there, so I didn't use the knife all the way through. I scored a little square and punched in the wall. You could use your hammer for that, and opened it up. And then the reason why I went ahead and did the little channel there is because I'm thinking I'm gonna tie right into that blue line, because I'm gonna be using the cold water supply. So right where that splice is already there, I'm just gonna cut it out and put a T there, and then send the blue PEX line to the right. And I'm gonna have to drill through that stud, and I'll have to drill through that stud as well, and then that will give me the PEX line going to the box right there. So far all I've done is really opened up the wall here. Then I'll show you what I bought at the store. I want to say all said and done is about $250, but I also got like some pre-stain and a couple other things that weren't involved with this project, and I also got enough stuff to do the other line where when I'm gonna put another sink into what's gonna be the new pantry. So give me just a second. I'm gonna go over and find the stuff that I bought. Alright, so with this PEX system, PEX, I don't have anything to that. I've never done any of that kind of stuff, so I had to buy everything required to run this system, which, because I'm adding the water to the fridge, and then I'm also putting a line in the pantry that I'm building. I'm gonna put a line from a sink to another sink. I went ahead and bought all this stuff. Also, one thing you want to make sure is that you do confirm that you have PEX and not copper, because it'll change what you actually get. Luckily, I have PEX. So I assumed that I did because the house was built in 2017, and more than likely that's what they've moved to. But I bought everything, and then I opened up the wall, a different wall, and was like, oh man, that's copper. But then I was able to get a better look, and it was a blue hose. Okay, so let me show you what I bought for this fridge setup. So I opted for this 90 with a 1/2 inch PEX to a 1/2 inch, I can't remember the name of that, but it's like FNPT. So FNPT is the threaded piece, and I got the female because my box here comes out with the male. Excuse me, with the male. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run Teflon around these threads, and I'm gonna tighten this on, and then I'm going to mount this box in once I attach the PEX to it. So you're gonna need these crimps. I want to say this was the big thing. This was about 60 bucks. But this will crimp down the clamps on it. So then you've got these clamps, and I'm doing 1/2 inch. So I've got 1/2 inch. I'm gonna do a T in that existing joint, and then I'm gonna put a valve in it. And then, why did I do 3/8 inch? I might have to go get another valve. Oh no, I bought the hex. So this one's for a different project. It's gonna go from the PEX to the sink supply line on the other sink. So I got a couple extra pieces. But anyways, you're gonna need these crimps and you're gonna need these clamps. I went ahead and got this little pipe cutter, which I think you can use a utility knife. That's really all it is, just a little blade right there. But it's pretty easy. I was going to initially use this straight piece here, but when I put the piece on there and then the PEX tube, you know, it's gonna have to drop down like a foot before I can turn it over, and that's gonna be I mean, it would work, but I'd just be wasting so much hose going to that bend there. So it's gonna be fairly simple. We've got the shut-off valve here for the fridge, and this is the crush ring. I think that's what it's called. But the hose coming off the fridge has a fitting here, so I'm not going to use this one. So we'll have the 90, the PEX line. I'll have a valve, and then the T tied into the supply line, and then I'm going to board that wall back up, and that's all I'm going to be doing. This was probably about 20 something bucks. These are like $4 or $5. This is like 10 bucks or something. And the T is another like $4 or $5. And then the actual hose is $3 or $4 depending. This is I bought a 5 foot. It was like 3 something, and then I got a couple 10 feet for the other project I'm doing. And then so with the crimpers, the cutters, and then I bought some stub out clamps and a bar piece for the other sink, and then a thing of pre-stain for a different, just for general to have. And then these things. These are turnouts, so they'll help support the piping when they go in a little bracket, and that'll come out of the wall. And then that's what these other T's are for. But anyways, oh, and I got a couple of these for, I don't know if I'm even gonna need these, but little clamps to mount it to the wall. But anyways, I think it was like 250 something bucks. Oh, and I got a heat gun too. So there was about, probably about $100 maybe worth of stuff that I didn't need for this specific project. But I picked this all up at Lowe's. So once I get done with lunch, I'll get in there and start doing this, and I'll see you guys then. All right, so the first thing I did was I turned off the water supply to the house. That lever there, you can see it's perpendicular to the pipe. That means it's closed. Vertical or parallel with that means it's open. So that's the first thing I did. And then the sink in the kitchen until the water stopped. And that's where we're at currently. All right, back inside, got the water turned off, and I ran the kitchen sink. So there should not be any water coming out of that. We'll find out. I do have a pile of old towels somewhere. Okay, so I cannot find my spade bits to save my life. Anyways, so I went ahead and cleaned up in there a little bit. I found the couple times that I've done any drywall in the pantry project that I'm working on, I got one of these big totes, and as I'm breaking the drywall, I just drop it in that tote. It makes it super easy to clean up. Anyways, so this is what I've got prepped right now. I've got a hammer in case I need one. I got 2 nail plates, and I'm going to just screw them in. Those are going to go over the hole where the PEX is going to go through. I got the fridge box Teflon. I'm going to use that Forstner bit and that little hole saw, or the little hole bit, because I cannot find my paddle bits. I got the T, I got the valve, I got my crimps, I got my PEX line, drill impact. I don't even think I'm going to need the impact because those bits aren't hex shank. And then I've got my crimp and I've got my PEX line. So the plan, I'm going to shove a bunch of towels under there so that I can get them back. I'm going to cut on either side of that union. I'm going to put on the clamp, put in the T, clamp it down, put on the clamp on the other side, put the T in, clamp it down. I'm going to drill my holes through there. I'm going to run my pipe from there all the way through, cut it to length, and then clamp it off on that T there. I'm also going to Teflon that up and put that 90 on first before I put on the PEX line. So that's the plan, and I will grab those towels and got this little tripod here, and we'll get started. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is put this hole in this stud. Probably going to be a little loud, and I'm using the wrong tool, so I'll try to figure out how to make it quiet, but here we go. And my drill is falling apart. Okay, there's that. Let me go ahead and test this just to be sure. I measured it before I started, but just want to make sure it goes through. Okay, perfect. I think that's gonna work. Now, I've never messed with this PEX stuff before. It seems pretty straightforward. You know, you're pretty much just crimping things down. All right, here comes some noise. What? That reminds me, I am looking at the other stud. All right, that noise again. I should get that other drill. Okay, we're through. Almost burnt my way through instead of drilled it through. I'm gonna clean this up just a little bit. Okay. Now we're done with this. Broom. Get this stuff out of the way a little bit. Okay, I got 1 hole, 2 holes. In this case, this is all we're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2 clamps. I got 4, but I'm going to need 1 over there, and 2 for that key. And I forgot I was putting this valve in. So I need 2 more for the valve. That's right, I got them right there. Okay. Here we go. Now I got to cut this line. This is probably the part that I'm the most anxious about, just because I mean it's gonna be fine, but it's just one of them things. Like this is where it happens at. Okay, you know, one of the good things about filming this is the flashlight doubles as a camera light and as a light, so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Now I don't know how much slack I've got in here, but it moves just a little bit. So there's the blade. Basically you just set it on and then squeeze it. And of course I can't reach it. This pull on the shelf. Okay. Get all in here with you. Let's get this out of the way. Alright. Just tell me if you can't see. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Okay. Now I did cut this a little bit earlier on the other piece. Put you over there. So I could because I put that flat joint on. Okay, well I feel water, so no going back now. Okay. We got a little spray. Oh, it stops. It gets weaker and then stops. So this should just be whatever hydrostatic is in the pipe right here that goes to the sink. And I've got the sink on right now. So this should be I'm about to just take my utility knife to this. Let's see. This little thing working very well. It's a little too cramped. Of course, this knife is not very sharp anymore. I've been using it for travel. Let's see, do I cut towards myself or do I cut towards the other water line? I should get a new blade. Okay, well, we're almost all the way through. Okay, well, No. No turning back again. Okay, let me see if I can get the bottom of this. That's good. There's not a lot of room here. This thing does not conducive to cutting in tight cords. Now, when I did do the little trial run with this little cutter thing, it worked really well. All right, well, oh, I did get some. Okay, so I'm about here. I should have got a fan for in here. Okay, so now the biggest thing is not to forget. Put the clamp on first. Ooh. That's gonna be funny because watch, I'm not gonna have enough slack. I got a little bit of slack. Okay, clamp on. Are you even watching? What are you doing over there? Okay, clamp on, maybe. Okay, let's try this side. Okay, this side works so much better. Clamp on, T in, clamping tool. Apparently, this thing's got some lever in it that makes it so you can work this clamp with one hand, but I don't know. This lever doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay. That should be pretty good right there. So you're taking these little teeth, and that's fitting on this little clamp right here. Okay. Oh, good. I missed completely. Okay. So we'll get this on. So it's got to open up all the way. And then, okay. Is that what it's supposed to? No, that can't be. That can't be all that's for. Okay, so we're all the way tight. And this is what I was worried about. This not quite having enough room in there. Getting hung up on something. Okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. There's absolutely no slack in the bottom line here. Let me see if I can wiggle this up. Alright, I'm gonna pause you just because you're probably not interested in all this. But if anything changes, I'll let you know. Alright, that wasn't as bad as I was, as I was thinking. Once I got I was thinking to get the bottom one on. Okay, Set that there real quick. Okay, the next part, I'm gonna shove this through there. Watch yourself. Okay. Here, pay attention. So this stuff's actually not that bad to work with. Of course, I don't have anything to really compare this to, but you know, I'm not very smart. I'm not a plumber, so it's not that bad. Okay. So what I did is I got this line ran and I just pulled it out of that hole. And I ain't gonna lie, kind of impressed how that tube lined up like perfectly with the hole for the box. Okay, clamp first, and you're gonna go. Wait. Okay, that's fine. Clamp first. Okay, we got that. And then here, these two operation here. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that because that's where I'm gonna put my valve, right? And you don't need a valve here. I mean, I don't see why you would need a valve. Actually, I don't think I should put a valve there because it's gonna be buried. It'd be buried in the thing, and I'm having a valve in the box. So I know you're not supposed to put valves under drywall. So that might be all I need to do. I like having a valve because I like to be able to control my flow. Like, say I need to do something to this pipe that I just put in. Between here and the bar, I guess I can just turn off the water. Yeah. Alright. No valve. We'll move on. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do over here is Teflon this box. So if I do this right, the Teflon won't peel back when you're threading on the new piece. Okay, so it's like rolled toilet paper, right? This should be a standard righty-tighty thread type situation. Let me clean this up just cause. This is my little hobby knife that I use for cutting styrofoam and things. So one of the best ways that I found to remember this is you drop it down like this, away from you, like it's a toilet paper, and then you lay it over the top, and then you just run it around. And that should put you in the right direction. So you're rolling it away from you. Okay. So that should be enough Teflon. I don't think you can put too much, but eventually you're gonna not have enough. Female, male. And then I should be able to get enough torque on here to just do it. Really, ooh, the whole thing's loosening. Let's see if you can help me. Something with leverage. Okay. So I'm almost there. I really don't want to go get a pair of pliers. I was trying to take this box apart earlier just to kind of check it out, and it was pretty tight, but then I just moved it just now. Anyways, but it's the craziest thing. Like the last couple days I've been sniffling. Okay, you know what I forgot to get? Oh man, I forgot to get a screwdriver drill bit. Maybe I got one in here. Is it? No. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I got my little screwdriver bit. I was about to move, but let me do this real fast. We're going to put on these screw things. Now, I like the idea of these things, but I think for normal use, which I mean this is normal use, but I'm inside of a cabinet here, so this ain't gonna be accessed. Like nobody's gonna drill a hole here to hang a picture or something, but I figure it's good practice just to get in the habit of doing it. I tried to use the towel to make it a little bit quieter on your ears. I have these, I want to say they're number 8 3/4 inch screws I bought a while ago. Nothing fancy, but this should work, and I didn't want to get anything longer. And I wanted this little flared out head on it, so it would help hold this plate in. Okay. Knock out the other one real fast. Nothing fancy with these, they're just literally, you know, banged on. And then they've got a couple screws to go over top of them. So, and again, this is inside my laundry room, inside the little cabinet here. So I'm not gonna be hanging any pictures in here anytime soon. But yep, that was my finger. Okay. Sorry. And I'll try to remember to put like loud noise warnings and whatnot. Watching this back, I don't know how to do all that yet. I've been putting these all together on my phone. Just basically you can link together all the videos and cut them down. So I'm guessing, or attach them all together. So I'm guessing what I would have to do is put everything, or edit it first, and then make the changes, and then link everything together into one big video. Okay, so what I've got over here is the area I'm looking for. I'm gonna nudge this fridge out of the way so I can get in. Okay. Alright. Got my box, got my cutter, got my screws, and I got my crimper. Okay. What are you looking at? Alright. Where is a good spot for you to watch? No, probably not there. Loosen you up. Tilt you back. I can't see what you're looking at. What? You got these little hook leg thingies. Got these suspended. Okay. That's actually not a bad spot. Let's rate you. Okay. Somewhere along the lines, I misplaced my other screw, but you don't need to see that. Okay, so this box is going to go right here, which means I got a little bit of play there, but I'm thinking if I cut it right here, that should give me enough. So I'm going to go just a little bit big, and I'm going to squeeze this down and spin it around. This worked a lot better when I didn't have the hole in the wall, or the pipe in the, oh, we got water coming out. Okay, so clamp first, and then we'll put the box there. Crimp. Now, let me see, because last night when I was messing with this, I had to put the box in bottom first. So I think I'm still gonna have to do that. But if I get the box in, I can't really access the thing here. So let's try this. Clamp. Little doohickey. Okay. That might work. I think I might be able to get that in. Box will be there. You know what? I think I'm getting pressed that way because this is just a little too long. Okay, so that's what's happening. I'm gonna have to shave that off. Sorry about that. That was totally rude of me. Okay, so we'll go. Take this off. Go that way. This goes this way, but of course I got the towel in the way. So let's move that. There it goes. Okay. So layer this on to catch any drips. I'm just going to cut off like, I don't know, this thing. 1.5. We'll try that. Okay, see how easy that was? When there's room. Okay, let's try this box again. Clamp's already on. Oh, that's why, because I got this 90 on there. That's what's eating up the clearance. So, on, and then I'll screw that down there. I think I can make that work. Okay, so crimp here. Let's tilt that up just a little bit. That's crimped. Let's dry this off. Make sure that's closed. Okay. So, I'm going to leave it right here for now. I'm gonna go turn on the water so I can check that line and then all the other connections that I made over there. So give me a second, I'm gonna go turn the water back on and come back and see what we got. All right, I'm back, got the water turned on. I turned off the water at the sink and I don't feel anything. I did take a little bit of a break. I had to put the fridge back together. When we moved in, we didn't have water here, so I took the ice maker apart because there's something wrong with it. I can't remember what I was doing. Anyways, so I'm not seeing any leaks here. This water from when I tested this valve kind of burped it a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get you mounted back up in your proprietary drawer mount, and then get this thing done. We'll do the drywall and everything later. I've got a thing of drywall, but we'll do that later because I got to do the pantry and everything. I'll probably just do it all at the same time. But I do need a new piece. So let's get this in here nice and good. Okay. Same deal here, same screws. Probably not the best, but that'll be good enough. Now try not to break off these plastic wings here. I did take off the other side. I cut those off. This is a dual side little mount box. But I did take these ones off. Okay, that ought to be good enough for that. Faceplate just goes, clicks on there. And then again, I'll pop this off. I'll fill this up with drywall compound and everything at a later date. Now this hose should be compatible. Compatible on this side. I mean, I've tested it. It fits, but that one's got a different type of seal than this one. So we'll see. But yeah, we're plugged in. I don't think I need to go any tighter than hand tight, but see, I use this towel. It's like a little bit of drying it off so I can grip it a little bit better. Probably should have ran some Teflon on that. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, I'm not seeing any drips or anything. Alright, so let's go to the fridge and turn the ice maker on. It's been, shoot, 8-9 months, something like that, since we moved, and this thing's been off that whole time. So let's see what happens. Oh, it made some noise. Okay, and I want to say there's a controls on this one for ice. Huh, look at that. I'm not drinking that, but it works. So we'll change the filter on the fridge and run through a few gallons just to make sure everything's cleaned out and everything, and of course I'll get all this cleaned up. But yeah, that's putting in a PEX line, tying into your existing water system, your water line, moving it over, going through studs, putting in nail plates, and I'm over here pointing like you can see, and then putting in the water line for your fridge. All right. If you have any comments or tips or anything like that, I mean, obviously the tips would be for anybody watching or reading. Feel free to write them down there, and I appreciate your time and hope this helps. Thank you.